I am aware that we are not living a time of great changes. We are rather going very quickly into a new age, where until now capital was very important, but every day more knowledge will become more important. Knowledge as a tool for the workers. We have a challenge as a nation, and all Latin Americans. All Latin Americans might be left behind. We may become irrelevant. We might be exploited unless we take a leap. And we give knowledge to our children, to our grandchildren, for them to be up to date with what will come. There's another world that has taken, that is very far ahead with regards to knowledge. And today, when I was listening to our speakers, there's no greater richness or wealth than biology. Because life sciences never end. We are only just scratching the start. There we can find all the challenges and all the answers. Here, my friend was talking about paspalo. Paspalo is grass. It's a quite common grass in our fields. But in Latin America, there's a large variety of paspalo that, as an exemption, do symbiosis. And they take nitrogen from the air. So they put urea on the soil in less threatening conditions, and that's revolutionary. If the future genomics can take those properties and put them on other soil, and important things like wheat or corn, that's why scientific research at the service of workers must be a political decision. It must be a guideline for a nation. That is where the secrets of nature lie. They are there to help us. We still don't know what's happening. In the most important function above the surface of the earth, photosynthesis. We know what happens at the beginning and at the end, but we don't know what happens in the middle. And the biological function that's on top of the soil, because it keeps us all alive. And I could keep on telling you stories. What our panelists has just talked about, the antibiotics. Why do the raccoons here only eat the heads of the chicken and the hens and leave the rest of the body there? What are they looking for? They are marsupials also. This is a political responsibility. We put resources at the service of biological research as a development element of this country. We look towards the interior. We change our tax routines, and we are a sin for the economists. We are putting taxes to strengthen research, biological research, because this must be a priority. How can we explain that we are the country with the largest livestock in in percentage. We do not say, we're not discussing the stress. We're not talking about the heat stress that's happening on cows, and they lose weight because of their stress, and we are heading towards a very, very hot world. So we really need to assure places of shade for the cows in the summer, and we must ensure 1 or 2 or 3% of livestock land that we can irrigate. Sorghum, when we need it, because the characteristics of climate change are that the adverse phenomena will become more intense every year and more frequent. So, in a country like ours, in a country that has history with livestock, this is a topic that must be discussed at national level. And we have to talk about the racial composition. I do not want to take a leap to genomics, but at least we have to talk about the mix of breeds, Bradford, and adaptation. We should be discussing why, because the heat is just around the corner. The knowledge, the technical knowledge and scientific knowledge must come from political guidelines. These must be the priorities of the government. And piece of advice to youth is for youth to study. Study as much as you can. Include biology in your studies. It's a poem of life. You are the workers of the future. We, as a small nation, in the last reserve, in the last food reserve that's left for humanity, and it's called Mercosur, we must look at the interests of the region and of humanity. But we need to explain that efficiently to our people. We must look at our tax policies, our alliances. What's the knowledge that we have? What should we specialize in? Where should we invest? Where should we look? We cannot continue taking out. We must invest in the interior of the country, because we need to go to the interior of the country. We must create more value in less time, but for that, the future of agriculture is very different from what we know now. The future agriculture will have knowledge. They will have a lot of research. There is nothing to do with routine, because there's a permanent light on knowledge. But the activities of the earth, although there are many generalities applied everywhere, it needs the on-site relationship in every place, and that has to be done by those who work. I repeat, we have to talk about tax policies, priorities. What are the main axes of the education of the future? What is the commitment of our nation? Therefore, Thank you to our friends who have shown us so much science today. And now we have to make our conclusions to work together as a society.